going YouTubers for ladies and gentlemen? It's the Natural Born Thriller, and welcome everyone to this TNA Wrestling review as I give you TNA Sacrifice 2024 results here from March 8th, 2024 in Windsor, Ontario, Canada at the Sinclair College. Doesn't say the attendance of the TNA fans there, but of what I saw, the crowds were hygienic and they were excited for the show. So, folks, with that being said, let's get right into it. You'll be seeing pertains to, like I did last time, pertains to the no sacrifice. No surrender. Now I'm getting that confused with no surrender and sacrifice. Is beyond me now. Now I'm calling it no sacrifice. But yeah, like I did for no surrender, I did the review. Obviously, it was a different camera angle I did before, but I had on the sides the logo of TNA No Surrender. I'm going to do the same thing here, pertains to having the logo of TNA Sacrifice from the sides. I'm going to do what pertains to it, obviously when this gets uploaded, and you'll see how the review is when you get to see me and do what I got to do here. So, the question is, pertains to TNA Sacrifice, in my opinion, because I don't know, people have different opinions about the show from last time, from No Surrender. Pertains to TNA No Surrender. What was it? Was TNA Sacrifice was a better show than No Surrender? Again, when it comes to me, No Surrender has some moments, but I thought at best it was solid. Nothing good, nothing great, nothing decent. And that's basically all I gotta say for that show. The less I say about the show, the better. But as far as Sacrifice, was the better show than No Surrender? Well, we're gonna find out, folks, as we get right into it. First of all, let me get to the pre-show. There was two pre-show matches. Crazy Steve defended his TNA Digital Media Championship in 4 minutes and 7 seconds against Joe Hendry. On commentary, what pertains to Tom Hennigan and Matthew Rayro, you had a special guest commentator, AJ Francis, who was there, and obviously because he was in the match, because he's on commentary during the match, obviously Joe Hendry did not win, so Christian Steve ends up winning because of AJ Francis getting involved. Before I saw it, it looked like there was no rules. They show a replay of it on the show, and I'm gonna get to right now basically what happened afterwards. Because AJ Francis and Joe Hendry ends up being on the show later on. And basically, Joe Hendry just want to have words, with Agent Francis, because they've been had it, for since Hard to Kill, and yeah, so they haven't back and forth, talking about each other or whatever, and then Agent Francis also he pushes Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry and Agent Francis was held back by the securities, and then Santino Marella. I think he made a match for TNA Impact, this coming Thursday. I'm assuming that's what it was. And we're gonna have the match basically. They're finally sell the differences. I'm pretty sure it's gonna have more than just one match. Even though they had two matches, which was a tag team match, and now this will be the second match. This time it's a singles match. So, and Joe Hendry was being serious, and I'm like, good. About time we see a serious Joe Hendry instead of him doing the whole say his name and he appears and don't I believe in Joe Hendry garbage. That I hate that stick of his. But his music videos are funny. I'll give him that. But I want to see more of a serious Joe Hendry. That's basically all I'm trying to say there. But Santino Marella, I think I already mentioned that he made a match because he's the authority of the officer of authority. I think he is. I think that's the title of his name. So, but that was happened with that whole thing. Then we get to the pre-show match with Speedball Mountain with Speedball Mike Billy and Trent Seven, and they went against the Rascals, Trent Miguel and Jackie Wentz, 7 minutes and 59 seconds in this tag team match. Now there was no Steve Macklin and Nick Nemeth to get involved in this match. It was just a regular tag team match, and no interferences, no shenanigans. We're seeing some Rascals. I'm pretty sure there were some shenanigans. I want to know. I didn't see the pre-show match, but they did show, how the match ended on the main show. And Speedball Mountain wins the match, as I thought they would. Now I thought with things to this, they was gonna have Nick Nemeth and Steve Macklin be involved, where maybe they could kick things off on, full sacrifice between these two. Now they did kick it off, but not the way I thought they was gonna kick off. But there you go. And that was for the pre-show. And now we get to the main show, because the main show did open up with Nick Nemeth versus Steve Macklin in 14 minutes and 22 seconds it lasted. The match itself I thought was pretty good. In the end, it was Nick Nemeth getting the win over on Steve Macklin. And there you go. So yeah, it was a very good match too. I enjoyed the opening of what they did here. So we were off a good start for Sacrifice. Then we get to a tag team match for the TNA World Tag Team Championship. 13 minutes and 22 seconds it lasted, with The System, Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers, with Alicia Edwards at ringside, versus ABC, representing Bullet Club, Chris Bay, and Ace Austin. And match itself, it was pretty decent. And there were some spots it started picking up, and then it started getting a little better. And I ended up enjoying the match for what it was. And as I thought it would happen, it happened. Now obviously, you had some shenanigans involved too while winning this match. So the System isn't winning, and now they are your new TNA World Tag Team Champions. So they added more gold into the System because the System works. Their system works, obviously. So yeah, they are the new Tag Team Champions. And there you go. Then we get to this no disqualification match. That's at 8 minutes and 22 seconds with PCO versus Kong. Before the match even began, Kong came out. He went to the timekeeper, and he won a microphone, and he did like we did the timekeeper back in No Surrender, which I don't think I mentioned that, by the way. I probably did not mention that part because I probably forgot about that part until I was reminded about what happened on Sacrifice, what Kong did to that poor timekeeper. So basically, what happened on No Surrender, Kong, at some point in the either during the match or like after the match, Kong threw that timekeeper across from the floor on the ring, from outside, near the ring. So I'm assuming that the timekeeper is probably a wrestler, like who wrestles outside of TNA wrestling. I'm assuming, because why would a timekeeper just take a bump like that? Especially how the way he took the bump too, by the way. So it happened here again. This time before the match even started. Kong did it not once but twice to this poor timekeeper. And then he gets on the microphone and says he's the baddest man in TNA. And yeah, and he calls out PCO. PCO comes out. The match happens. He has some weapons involved, obviously. I think you may have 2 tables involved. Yeah, plenty of steel chairs involved. I can't remember what other weapons they used as well, but this was a match that I did enjoy for the time it's given. They fought on the stage. They fought to a point where Steve Macklin interfered. No, he didn't. PCO tossed Kong off the stage to a table, goes back to the ring, and Kong comes back, and the match continues on in the ring, and I did like a stack of chairs that Kong was slammed onto by PCO, and then all of a sudden PCO goes for his PCO assault and he hits it onto Kong, and he beats him. And like, what? He beats Kong? The baddest man in TNA gets beaten by PCO. I did not see that coming. By the way, didn't someone else came out? No, I was thinking about what happened on TNA Impact. Yeah, I was probably thinking about that. So yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. About Kong losing like that. you're pushing him to be the best man in TNA. You got him snapping necks to everyone, and then he loses. As we get to Sacrifice, are we gonna have another match? I guess, because this is twice that Kong has lost to PCO. No surrender. He got himself disqualified. Therefore, he lost to PCO. We get to this match where he's allowed to use weapons, and he loses again. I didn't understand this at all. You know what else I didn't understand? This next match. This tag team match for the TNA Knockouts World Tag Team Championship. Wait till you hear about what happened in this match. So, you have Danny Luna and Jody Threat, who are the challengers. And they got a name. I was suspecting them to get a name, since they're going to be a tag team. And I love the tag team, by the way. I love how, the chemistry of the tag team. I love that they gel well together. I love that they, they have different personalities in a way. But they have a unique charisma that they could, they can pair up together, and it could work out either way. And the name they chose for this tag team name is a weird name. I don't know how you're gonna feel about it when I tell you about this. I don't know if you're gonna feel weird about it. But when I first heard a name, I'm like, well, at least they got a tag team name. That's basically my reaction of it when I heard about it on the show. So the names that they came up with, for Jody Threat and Danny Luna, Spitfire. Let me say it again, in case you didn't hear that. The new tag team name for Danny Luna and Jody Threat are called Spitfire. Spitfire. And you wonder yourself, why they call themselves Spitfire? I don't know. Unless they could spit out fire, like how Ricky the Dragon, how Ricky the Dragon Steamboat spits out fire. When he was doing that entrance at one point in his wrestling career. I can't think of anyone else tends to in wrestling that is spit out fire, which tends to doing that whole thing, or I don't know. But yeah, Spitfire. That's the tag team name. Now, I don't know if there's some music. I don't recall if I hear any music or pertains to the Spitfire music for them. But either way, yeah, Spitfire. Oh, speaking of music, by the way, Kong got some new music, by the way, because he's the best man in TNA. He's got new music, and yet he still lost. And I think it's got some song in it too, by the way. Unless I think about the system. I don't know. I can't remember now. Unless I think about the system. I know ABC's got a new, ABC. They got a new theme song since since Sacrifice, No Surrender, I should say. But either way. But yeah, but they're called Spitfire. So anyways, so they come out, they're making their entrance, and they get attacked immediately by the tag team champions. MK Ultra, Killer Kelly, and Master Summerfish. They get attacked on the aisleway, and they're beating them up, and they're getting a brutal beating. With the steel chain they always carry. Pertains to the dog collar chain thing. Choking Jody Threat. Danny Luna may have got hit with it on the chain as well, but the chain was more focused on Jody Threat more so than Danny Luna. And then Danny Luna was taken out by Master Summerfish with the snowplow on the outside, and all this was going on outside the ring, and the match hasn't even started yet. And just all of a sudden they get Jody Threat into the ring, and you still have Danny Luna still laid out on the outside, and Jody Threat is just getting her ass handed by the tag team champions. And then all of a sudden, Danny Luna recovers, and somehow a mistake happened with MK Ultra, and Danny Luna ends up tripping Master Summerfish, basically dragging her out of the ring, and then Jody Threat goes for a roll up of some sort, and she gets an upset victory over on Killer Kelly. And I'm not upset that they lost. I'm not upset that MK Ultra lost the match here. And And in fact, if pertains to Danny Luna and Jody Dredd being a tag team here, and and with this new tag team name, which is weird, Spitfire. I like to know the meaning why they call Spitfire, but I'm not upset that they won the match. What I'm upset about is that how they won, and the time it was given when they won. So the match, like I said, it didn't start until finally we got Jody Dredd into the ring. And meanwhile, Danny Luna was still knocked out after that snowplow move by, Master Sacrifice, which is her finisher move. So the tag team titles, has changed hands once the match started. And it ended 2 minutes and 34 seconds. And I'm like, what? I'm assuming we're getting a rematch, but then again, the kid didn't even get their rematch. So why was care about a rematch between these two teams, especially what they did at the match too. So Master Sacrifice, obviously she wasn't happy that Killer Kelly, lost. So Master Sacrifice basically she pushes Killer Kelly and then walks away. Killer Kelly still cannot believe what happened. She's beside herself. Meanwhile, Spitfire are celebrating that they're new tag team champions for the TNA Knockouts tag team division. What else is there to say, folks? I was disappointed. Way more disappointed than I was with Kong. But then again, I'm way more disappointed with Kong losing than I am how they put this tag team match. So looks like we're gonna break up MK Ultra. I guess we're teasing that. Why do they do this? Why do every time when they do this with the Knockouts tag team division, they always feel like they gotta break up the tag teams. They do this all the time. Don't you need to build up a tag team division for the women's, for the Knockouts, I should say. That way, there won't be an issue where it tends to this much tag teams. Because who we got? We got Decay, which is Rosemary and Havoc. You got MK Ultra, which that's probably gonna be over now. You got Spitfire. Who are now your new Knockouts tag team champions. Who else you got? Who else is there? Because there's 3 teams. I can't think of anyone else, folks. That's on here. Because here's the thing too, they broke up Giselle Shaw and Savannah Evans. That was a tag team, pertains to the Shawn Entourage. And I'm assuming they'll probably do Tasha Steelz and Sarah Brookside another match between these two, because again there's still that rubber match they need to do. And eventually I can see them eventually being a tag team. But then again, that's probably not the direction they want to go in either way. But I don't know. I don't know, folks. I don't know what to say about this. But let me move on now. We get to, I guess he's going by Hammerstone now. Let me double check here. Because they didn't even mention his last name. Well, Hammerstone's not really his last name. Well, I meant to say, they didn't mention his first name, Alex, which that's his real name, by the way. So I guess they're not calling him by Alex. I guess they're just calling him by Hammerstone. Okay. So yeah, Hammerstone versus Josh Alexander, the rematch from Hard to Kill. 18 minutes and 19 seconds lasted. It wasn't like on their first match, which I thought it was good and entertaining. This one, it was just good and just good. A good match. You didn't have Hammerstone doing his cosplaying, mimicking, wrestlers' wrestling moves like he did from the first match, which I thought, that's why that was the highlight of it all. To be honest with you, we have a referee bump in this match though. and Hammerstone, he cheats. So now we know Hammerstone is going to be a heel in TNA Wrestling. He went for a low blow while referee was not looking, and also his name too. Josh Alexander had him in the ankle lock, and he got locked in the grapevine as he got in the ankle lock, and then Hammerstone, knowing that he took out the referee, he tapped out, and the crowd started chanting, "You tapped out" to Hammerstone, and Josh Alexander realized the referee was out, he couldn't make the call, and then Hammerstone meant to say Hammerstone, he took advantage of it. Referee still being out, and as he's recovering, he goes for a low blow. So, Hammerstone, gets the win by doing the elevator. But they're calling it. I don't think they're calling it the elevator now. I mean that needs to be a move that Matt Morgan used to do, but because it's Hammerstone, I think he calls it something else. But I remember that move very clearly, pertains to getting in the suplex position and all of a sudden, slam it down like you're doing a rock bottom. You're not getting whatever you want to say. And I know that to be the elevator. So it's probably a different name. I gotta find out what the name was because I forgot about what the name was. But either way, that was the finish. And Josh Alexander loses. Meanwhile, Hammerstone is your winner. And since this is he's officially signed to TNA Wrestling, this is his first official win since signing with TNA Wrestling. Because he came in as a guest, as what tends to giving Josh Alexander a challenge for him at Hard to Kill. So that's how I see it. So yeah, we're gonna see a few between these two guys, down the line again, because Josh Alexander is not gonna let this slide. Hammerstone is cheating the way he did. He's not gonna let that go. 6-man tag team match. 14 minutes and 11 seconds with Mustafa Ali and the Grizzled Young Vets. Zach Gibson and James Drake take on I meant to say Time Machine, which is Chris Sabin, Kushida, and Alex Shelley. Once again, Alex Shelley still showing some tensions, pertains to his teams. And the match also was showing some tensions as well, pertains to miscommunications from both Chris Sabin and Kushida to Alex Shelley at one point. But the match itself was good. And until the shenanigans happens again, because you had the good hands getting involved, which I didn't like. But Time Machine did lose. I think it was Kushida getting the lose and fall. Oh no, I'm sorry. I think it was Alex Shelley. If I'm mistaken, I think Alex Shelley took the loss. Now I'm not for sure. Actually, I think it was after a miscommunication happened. Alex Shelley gets the grit your teeth finisher by the Grizzly on Vex, and then also Mustafa Ali goes for the 450 and it gets the win. So yeah, I'm assuming that Alex Shelley was the one who took the loss, and Alex Shelley once again not happy about this whole thing. I can't remember that's what happened after the match, whatever. But there you go. The three-way match for the TNA Knockouts World Championship. 12 minutes and 38 seconds lasted. First, you had what was his name again? The hype man that tends to hyping up and overrating Ash by Elegance. And apparently they got this drink called the champagne, I should say, wine, whatever, called Drink by Elegance. I'm assuming that's what they call it. I don't know. I don't care. They're overdoing this whole thing, by the way, with Ash by Elegance. They're just overrating her too much now, and I'm already getting sick of it. But she also being attending to see this match between Jordan Grace defending her title against Tasha Steelz and Sarah Brookside. And the match ends up being pretty good. But at the same time they kept panning the camera to Ash by Elegance so many times just to see her glass being filled up with champagne every time. And you know, even though her glass was not empty, she was still asking her you know, assistant, whatever, to keep pouring the champagne, and every time they kept pouring, you know, going to her champagne glass and all that, and she's taking a zipper at it, and like, you need another refill there, even though there's no to refill there because, you know, it's not even empty. I was getting sick of seeing that. And then we get to a part where Sarah Brookside, Irish whip Tasha Steelz to Aspect Elegance, which it led to her spilling champagne all over herself. And like, good, that way we want to see more of that. So she was upset with one of her worst actings that Aspect Elegance could ever do. That you know how, you know, it's your fault, whatever, blah blah blah, and Sarah Brookside is you know, she didn't mean it, whatever. And then Aspect Elegance was like, you know, I'm embarrassed or that, and she leaves. And then as they were leaving, you know, her assistant, whatever, you know, I forgot what was his title, that was his job title was at, which I'm trying to remember exactly what it was. But as they were leaving, he falls. He literally falls, and I couldn't help but to laugh. Oh man! Now I don't know if he was if he was hurt, because, you know, on that stage, you know, that stage is was pretty solid. But yeah, but either way, I was glad they were gone, so we could concentrate on back to this match, which it lasted about for another good 5 minutes, I'm assuming. So there was a spot in the match that I thought was impressive from Jordynne Grace when she got Tasha Steelz for in the air, you know, to go for the giant swing, like, you know for Claudio Castagnoli's move, you know, the giant swing. And Sarah Brookside is trying to go for like a I think she's trying to go for a poison round to Jordynne Grace, but Jordynne Grace ends up getting her, and then starts spinning them around like they were helicopters. I'm trying to remember exactly how it was, but all I know is that Jordynne Grace did that, and it was pretty impressive, and that was one of the favorite highlights of that match. Highlight of the match so far was that spot. But in the end, it was Jordynne Grace going to win. Well, the question is, who did she beat to retain her title? It was Sarah Brookside. And by the way, somewhere in the match, Tasha Steelz ended up bleeding from her nose, I believe. I can't remember exactly where it happened, but it happened like somewhere from the in the end, tail end of this match, like somewhere from 2 minutes in before the match becomes to an end. It was somewhere from there that she ends up bleeding. I don't know how. I don't know if it was from Sarah Brookside, but she ends up bleeding either way. But yeah, I hope she's right though, because it wasn't too bad of an injury. But Sarah Brookside ends up losing. Jordynne Grace retains, and there you go. So they're gonna you know, keep building up Aspect Elegance till we get to her going against Jordynne Grace for the title. Will be main event time for the TNA World Championship. 22 minutes and 5 seconds. Moose defends against Eric Young. Eric Young is coming in with a busted up rib after rapping on TNA Impact. So Eric Young wore a hockey mask, which it was color in, you know, thanks to the design of it, looking like Carnage from Spider-Man. And Moose was being claimed by the system for a bit, and then they ended up leaving. Because Moose felt like he got this in the bag, but Eric Young was a fighter in this whole thing, and he fought through the pain. You did get the system coming out there eventually to pull out the referee. You know, they didn't want Eric Young to win, and the referee was going to call for the bell because they interfered and they touched the referee, and then Eric Young's like, no, just throw him out, and the referee did exactly that. He tossed out, you know, the system out there, and as referee is to basically distracting trying to get them out because they were not leaving. All of a sudden, a fan attacks Eric Young. Obviously, it was not a fan. As I expected, as I predicted, Frankie Kazarian, the king of TNA, he attacks Eric Young. I told you that feud wasn't going to be over. I told you I was going to revisit this. So the so-called suspended Frankie Kazarian ends up sneaking into the building just to screw over Eric Young. And Moose ends up taking advantage of it and spears Eric Young and gets the win. So your winner, still your TNA World Champion, no thanks to not only by the system, because the system does works, but also because of the suspended Frankie Kazarian. Moose is still the TNA World Champion, and the system coming out there to join with Moose. All we need now is Richard Edwards to become the champion, which, by the way, I don't ever want to see that happening. But no, it surprised me if she does end up being a champion. So, because to be honest with you, she's not good. But I'll tell you one thing: I'd rather watch her wrestle, and I see her get the opportunity more so than Ash by Elegance. But yeah, but Moose, the TNA World Champion, and Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers, the TNA Tag Team Champions, and they're all there. The system they got the gold, and they are now the strongest faction in TNA wrestling today. And there you go, folks. That will do it for this TNA Sacrifice 2024 results for this TNA Wrestling review. If you take out the pre-show match, there were 8 matches totals of it. And my overall rating for the show, I'm gonna go with an 8 out of 10. I think last time I didn't give a good grade. Maybe it was maybe I gave it a 7 out of 10 or whatever. I think it was. I can't remember exactly what it was, but with this one, in fact, I'll go a little bit further. I'll go 8.5 out of 10. So, and I did enjoy the main event. What it was the main event? I thought it was a pretty good match. By the way, I didn't get to mention that because it was the first time ever featuring Eric Young and Moose wrestling each other. So, 1-on-1. So it was a very good match. I enjoyed it. It was pretty damn good. So yeah, 8.5 out of 10. I'll go for. And folks, that will do it for now. That being said, hopefully this time I'll try to keep up for more of the TNA wrestling reviews. We shall see. I can't guarantee it because because we're me doing something. It's always gonna be a distraction. So, but we'll see what happens this coming week. So that being said, thank you for watching. For It's the Natural Born Driller. As I say, peace on the streets, all you be well. Stay safe. Take care of yourself, everything that's going on in the world. I am out here. Ta-ta for now. Until next time, which I don't know when, but we shall see. We'll see what happens for this week, which is to BTA for episode 121. And yeah, there you go. So take care of yourselves and each other. God bless. And fuck Bruce Pritchard.